family moved here in the 1940s, like 43, 44, somewhere along there. Of course, when my family moved in, it had been about 1962, 63, somewhere along in there. In the meantime, I've gone to OU, and I've got with the Air Force for a few years and all of those things. So graduated from Chickasha High School in 1953. I think that was correct. That would be right. So that's how long I've been around Chickasha, and now my family since the 1960s. I moved to Chickasha from Rush Springs. My parents were school teachers, and they taught school in a two-room country school. It was out in the country, literally, and taught all 8 grades with 2 teachers. My mother taught the first 4, my dad taught the 5 through 8, she taught 1 through 4. So then moved from there to Rush Springs for a year, then to Chickasha. Earliest memories. Our house had water and toilets and things like that. I was used to living in the country where we had an outhouse and had a well pump for drinking water, and took water in a bath, just a tin tub, quite frankly. So I remember the bathroom, I guess. I enjoyed high school immensely. Other favorite times, I was in a high school band. I enjoyed the band. I'm trying to think of other things, most favorite times that relate to Chickasha in and of itself. I guess just the general atmosphere. I remember we had the band marched on Fridays before football games, and Shannon Springs Park was always a great attraction, the swimming pool and those things. Really, the whole quality of life, I guess, to sum it together would be one answer: just living here, and the attitude and the people and the efforts we made to have a quality life. My profession would be a commercial realtor. Although I have a designation for insurance, I spend most all of my time in real estate and with a real estate agency. My 2 sons run the insurance agency. My father purchased an insurance agency in the 1950s. And when I came back from the Air Force, it's myself and myself and 1 girl. And I don't know how many employees we have now. And we sold only insurance, and we're selling some real estate at that time. In fact, early on, you didn't have to have a real estate license. That's long since changed. And why did I take real estate? Because my 2 sons could run the insurance, and somebody needed to run the real estate, and that's why I chose it. One guy was named Nolan Methvin, who was an attorney for Pool Mortgage Company. Other encouragers, of course, my father was a terrific person to encourage and keep you going a little bit. There was lots. Home Senior, there's some others along that line that were encouraging to me. I'm trying to think. Charles Allen Sr., more current, and a guy named Clay Wilson. They're both deceased now, but they were always there when I was quite a bit younger than they were, and it was, they knew business, they knew people, and they knew how to get things done. Oh, in the 80s, oil prices in those days were $50, about where they are now, and they went down to 10. There's a period there, I just built the building we're in today, owed a lot of money. Couldn't sell real estate. That's exciting, and you've got these building payments coming. I purchased an insurance agency to get to the size we are today and then some. At times it was just hard. You couldn't, didn't make any money and had a lot to pay out. And 3 or 4 years there, boy, it's exciting. But I got them all paid, everything's fine. We have a great town. And what one thing would be kind of hard to define, but in general, the attitude that we can and we will. Most importantly, to do what's right, and that we always look how we all can gain from something rather than how one person might. I love Chickasha. My family does, and my 2 sons are here and their families, and just to create the atmosphere of a good life, and I think we do pretty well with that. There's always more to do. Otherwise, we wouldn't have use for us, would we? But just always be positive, that we can and we will. I basically want to have a good relationship with God and in the church life. I think it's important. Your family, always thinking of them and how things could be better for us and such. See your children get an education, and always think about tomorrow and not just today. One of my friends encouraged me to join Boy Scouts. As a result of that, my two sons have been, and one of my grandsons are all Eagle Scouts. I was fortunate enough through that to go to a World Jamboree in Austria when I was 15, and to a National Jamboree in Pennsylvania when I was 13 or 14, somewhere along there. Nice trips, but just in general experiences. In fact, I still did Boy Scouts, and I was a Scoutmaster afterwards. And then I've gone to Philmont, which is a Scout branch where you backpack and such. I've been there 17 times, which you say one thing, I guess Boy Scouts was one of the things that you could do, and it was you. And it's a pace that you didn't get anything unless you earned it, but there's plenty of people to encourage you. So I'd say that was probably single Boy Scouts. That'd be second to church relationship. I never did really play sports. It's kind of, I don't know why particularly. I was very active in high school. I was student council president, and of course in the band. Band took a lot of time. I was always busy. We had a boys club, had two of them then. Ours was the Roosters. Kind of a funny name. That was Hanyaks, and so I'm not for sure what the significance of the names were particularly. But just in general, I had a lot to do, and always active. So it was fun. It was a good time. Well, I was in the Air Force. I had gone through ROTC in college and destined to be a pilot, I thought. In fact, the Air Force taught me how to fly while I was in college. By the time I got to the real Air Force, I flunked the physical. They changed the requirements for eyes, and my eyes supposedly don't see well at high altitudes. So that was a huge disappointment to me. My ego was bigger than a barn at that stage, and not being a pilot was upsetting. But I did spend a year in Korea. Nobody shot at me. My boss probably wanted to kill me, but and that was my first year of my marriage, and made an unusual relationship. We were together about a month and a half, something like that, and I was gone for a year. But then I got to come back to Florida, and so I had a nice time in the Air Force. I seriously considered making a career of it, but that sums it up pretty quick. I get out of college, out of the Air Force. I was a stockbroker for a couple of years in Longview, Texas. Really liked that. That was nice, but I wanted to live in Chickasha. And thankfully, my wife was agreeable to do that, and so here we came. And we've been very pleased with our choice. It turned out well. We need to continue to progress. We need to elect city councils and such, and I'm not picking on the council. I understand that are aggressive and progressive. We need to be strong supporters of economic development because we need to create more jobs. And the jobs need to be quality. And quality simply means good wages, good health care benefits, etc. And never slow down. Right now we have a current problem with our hospital, and we've got to fix that. I actually worry about that a little bit. You worry about people not moving into town if you don't have a hospital. I worry as much about people moving away because you don't have a hospital. That's one thing this minute that we need to take care of and do it properly and don't hold back and don't get tangled up in this, that, and the other. Get the thing built and going about our business.